Look at me, makeup guru. Who am I? Welcome to 30 Days of Iconic Halloween Costume! Today's day 4 and I'm super excited about this one. Possibly because I already dressed up as this iconic diva a few years ago in 2019 to be concrete. So it's definitely been a while since I dressed up as her and I thought perfect excuse to pull out the outfit, which I happen to still have because if you've been following this series, the whole point of this series is we are using things we already have, thrifting clothes that we're gonna wear again, or DIYing things. So it's not actually a costume. It's actually a proper outfit that I rewore many times ever since 2019. We are doing the iconic Daphne Blake from Scooby Doo. Yeah! I love her so much. I feel like you'll probably hear me say this in every video of the series because every person, every character or artist or whatever that I'm doing is most likely my favorite or someone that I really wanted to do for a long time. I am a fangirl at the end of the day. But for real, Daphne Blake has always been one of my favorite characters of all time. Mostly, and it might be shallow, but I don't care. Mostly because her whole wardrobe being purple and my favorite color being purple. Since I was a little girl, I'm not one of those girls. I've always been a purple girl to the point where when we got my dog when I was a little girl, I named her Lila, which means lilac in Spanish. It's always been my favorite color, always, forever. And only in the last few years I'd say that I started giving more into my purple obsession and allowing myself to embrace my favorite color more. I feel like years prior, I went through a minimalist phase, which I can't relate to right now.
What's a trend that you wish would never ever return? Minimalism.
It was great in terms of sustainability, but it got to a point where I feel like I was just not allowing myself to enjoy life to the fullest by having boring ass basic clothes, everything being white and gray, and now I'm in a very different mindset where I feel like you can still be sustainable. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm going into a different topic, but I'm embracing the things I like, trying to still do them as sustainably as possible, but still enjoying life because life is too short to wear boring clothes and to not enjoy yourself and to not have fun and spend a Saturday evening dressing up as your favorite character. Yes, that's right. Today is a Saturday evening and I am spending it here with you and a lemonade, believe it or not. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, by the way, so we're doing Daphne. There's obviously original, like OG animated Scooby Doo version, but then we do have the Y2K cinematographic masterpiece that is Scooby Doo the movie. And that is personally a movie that marked me. And I remember when it came out and I went to watch it in the cinema and I fell deeply in love with Daphne Blake even more because I already used to watch the cartoon back then and Cartoon Network. I feel like this is definitely showing my age. If you don't know how old I am, guess in the comments how old I am. Daphne's wardrobe in that movie, those boots, every freaking little girl in the early 2000s that watched that movie wanted those boots. And I definitely want to go for a mix of cartoon Daphne and real life live action Daphne. But in terms of makeup, obviously this is based in the 60s. Wait, is it the 60s or the 70s? Hey Siri, in what timeline is Scooby Doo based? What year?
I found this on the web for what timeline is Scooby Doo based. Check it out.
So Scooby Doo, Where Are You? The original series came out in 1969 and is generally considered to be set in the same year. Then other series like What's New Scooby Doo were set in the 21st century, while Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated was set between 2010 and 2013. I guess the last one is probably the last animated show that came out, which I still haven't watched, funny enough. So 60s, 70s, I guess. I swear, even the movie is kind of retro as well. I think it's meant to be in the 70s or the 60s, even though it came out in the early 2000s. It says, the 2002 live-action film Scooby-Doo taking place in the film's release year or contemporary to it. Oh, anyway, I guess the makeup doesn't need to be 60s or 70s based. I was gonna do a cut crease. You know what? I'm still gonna go with the makeup that I had planned for Daphne because it's pretty simple. It's nothing crazy. Oh, just hit myself. Let's go. We are actually gonna start with the eyes. So we're gonna start with some concealer. I already prepped my face with some moisturizer. Got hair everywhere. this Kiko Milano full coverage concealer in shade 1. I'm really pale right now. So we're just adding a little bit of concealer to the eye. Wet beauty blender and just blend that. This is a very simple makeup look, by the way, so don't expect anything crazy. We are gonna go with, shocking, my Bright color palette from Beauty Bay. This is probably such a good investment. I bought it years ago and it's still almost like brand new, but it does have every freaking color you might ever possibly need. So many purples. Which one shall we go for? I think, you know what, we're gonna start, I want to mix shimmery, but I'm gonna start with Modern Way, and then I'm gonna use Spontaneous, which is the shimmery one, on top of it. But we're gonna start with the non-shimmery purple as a base. Basically doing the top part, like the outer lid, may I say, and leave this spare. Excuse my English, you know, I'm Spanish. Sometimes when I try to talk like technical terms, especially in makeup, which is not really my expertise, you might find that I probably say words that don't make sense. But you know, if you just try to connect the words that come out of my mouth with what I'm showing you with my hands, you'll probably get the picture. And if you don't understand me, well, let me know. Feel free to educate me. Basically, put
How do you say in English? Helicopter.
Put eyeshadow here with like soft strokes. Don't go too harsh. I'm mixing the two, by the way. I decided to mix both the normal purple and the shimmery purple together. We're gonna go with, I don't know what these brushes are called, but a brush like this. And we are gonna go with the darker purple. You see my hood is here. I'm gonna go right above it. Don't worry if it's messy, because we're gonna clean it up with more concealer in a bit. Extend the little wing out like so. I'm gonna go with this lighter shimmery lilac, if this is the fairy tale one, and I'm basically gonna blend the top part of the eye. You're gonna go with a little brush, clean up this line, draw all over it with your concealer, and then pat the rest. Look at me, makeup guru. Who am I? You see, it's way more sharp now. And from here, make the excess out. We are now gonna go with a similar shape brush. We're gonna go with that light lilac again, and we're gonna go over it. You can also do this step with your finger. All right. Now we're gonna do our wing. I'm using the Kat Von D tattoo liner. Now we're gonna do our whole face, and we're gonna finish the eyes and the eyebrows at the end. So I'm just gonna go in with the same concealer. I'm basically just gonna do my everyday makeup look. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna go with my foundation. This is the one I'm using at the moment, the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. And don't judge me, but I actually apply my foundation with my fingers, and I blend it with my fingers too. I don't know, I've gotten used to that over the years to be quick, and it works for me. Also, I feel like I used to break out more when I used to apply my foundation with a brush, so don't judge me. Oh god, I'm running out. Oh no. And now I'm basically just bronzing, just give my face a bit more shape. For blush, I'm using this Milani Corallina blush, my everyday blush, but I'm gonna add just a tiny bit. You could go for a more pinkish blush. I just don't want to experiment right now. I'd like to add a bit on the nose as well. And now we are gonna bake. I like to bake pretty heavily under my eyes and under my nostrils. Tiny bit here and a tiny bit on the chin. And now, whilst we bake, we're gonna do our brows. I'm gonna go with this Tangerine Dream Orange, and I'm basically just gonna paint my eyebrows a little bit. We're gonna remove the excess powder now. With the same dark purple, we're gonna go in the lower lash line from the middle of the eye outwards. I'm gonna go again with my eyeliner, parallel line to the one above, just like that. Cool. Now I'm gonna go with some mascara, the Big Mood mascara from e.l.f. and it's purple. Matching! For the lips, I'm gonna do the NYX Suede lip liner in Cold Brew, and then gonna go in with this e.l.f. cream color Seriously Satin lipstick, and I'm just gonna blend it with my finger. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of gloss, because Daphne in the movie, she does wear glossy lips, so I'm gonna use this Kiko lip gloss in the shade 26. And now I'm gonna put on the dress first and then the wig. Let me talk to you quickly about outfits. So Daphne is actually pretty simple in terms of outfits. All you need is just a purple dress or cord. I personally would just go for a nice purple dress. You can either thrift something like this. This is a little satin slip dress. Just search purple satin slip dress on Vinted. That's what I did for this one. Cost me £4. You can either go for a slip dress, and then if you want it to be tighter, you can just like safety pin at the back, or you can add a little cute bell, or you can just thrift a nice purple dress. The one I actually got back when I used to work at Another Stories. Story time! When I worked in retail at Another Stories, it was when I was still a student at university. I was hoping to quit right after Halloween, basically, because I had found some jobs in marketing, which is what I do, basically my first proper graduate jobs. I think it was each quarter we would get uniform allowance, and as long as we got clothes that we could wear to work, we could get them for free. I can't remember how much money. It was based on how many hours you worked, right? So I got this dress. Oh my god, it's very creased. I didn't steam it for this, but it's this beautiful purple long sleeve dress for Halloween. I basically got it already knowing that I wanted to dress up as Daphne for Halloween, and this was gonna be my first properly styled outfit. I was really putting thought into it, and I knew I wanted to make it look realistic instead of just buying the costume, because I feel like back then, especially, the few costume options that I had access to were just really cheap looking. And I feel like if you're gonna dress up as a human character and they wear normal clothes, you might as well just get normal clothes instead of a costume. The whole point of a live action, in my opinion at least. No shade to people who go and buy a Daphne costume, I just feel like it can look way cooler if you actually style it with actual clothes. So anyway, that's the story of my Daphne dress. Got the dress for free, and then not long after I quit. And I don't actually think I ended up even wearing it on the shop floor as a sales assistant, but I still wore it many times after for date nights and stuff, and it still fits, so I'm really happy about that. I feel like this is such a cool outfit for you to do by yourself. You can do it. I'll show some photos of when I did it a few years ago. I had just started dating Danny, my boyfriend, and I convinced him to go as Fred with me because it was a pretty easy outfit to go as Fred as well. If you have a girlfriend or actual girlfriend partner, you can go as Daphne and Velma. You can go as the whole Mystery Incorporated team. This is the dress on. Yeah, perfect for a date night, perfect for going out, a night out with your friends. If you want to find it, I'm sure you might be able to find it on Vinted, so probably just type purple Another Stories mini dress. I'm actually gonna have a look and see if I can find it for you guys. Time to pop her on. Ooh. She is on. Move it a little bit to the side, a bit like this. Damn, this makes me want to be ginger, you know? Cute. Let's pop on the headband. I love it. Oh my god, it's such a nice wig considering it was very cheap. Look at the curls. It's really nice. So cutesy. Hi, I'm Daphne Blake. Welcome to my channel. For the green scarf, I remember I got this, I'm pretty sure, from Amazon. Or you can just ask a friend, your mom, your grandma. Someone will probably have a green scarf hanging around there that you could borrow. I love that I say your mom, your grandma. I live away from all my family, so I don't actually have anyone to ask. That's why I have to buy all my stuff. Also, I live alone and I don't have any siblings. Sorry, I'm not trying to get you to feel sorry about myself. It's just, I genuinely, the only thing I could do would be to ask friends to borrow clothes. But usually, it's not to brag, but I am the friend whose friends ask if they can borrow from. Cute. So outfits on, all we have left to do is to put on our Daphne boots. So I have two contestants. We have the typical go-go boots. I got this off Amazon, and I actually bought this for my Daphne costume years ago. I would say either go for Amazon, or I'm so convinced, because I've seen these before. If you go on Vinted or Depop and type go-go boots, purple go-go boots, lilac go-go boots, you'll find these probably cheaper. If go-go boots are not your thing, you can just go for a different pair of purple shoe or purple boots. I found this on Vinted for under £20, and I got these for myself, my everyday wears. These are my new winter boots, and I'm obsessed with them. Guess what? They just came up on my Vinted feed. I didn't even search for them. If you search for vintage or pointy Y2K purple boots, I'm sure things like this will pop up. Now, for the sake of this outfit, I think I'm gonna go with the pogo boots because I feel like these are a bit more iconic and it makes reference to the live action movie. So we're just gonna pop this on. That's the final outfit. Boots are on. What do you think? I'm gonna go take some photos now and show you the results here. Anyways, let me know what you think and let me know what costumes you think I should do next. I'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Thank you for watching. Bye.